our national anthem. Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Tonight we gather to honor our 314 grade 8 students as they conclude their years in middle school and begin the next phase of life as high school students. The class of 2023 is grateful to have you, their parents, teachers, district administration, school committee members, and friends here tonight joining in our celebration. We hope you take time tonight to be present and mindful. Parents, please focus on these fleeting moments. You will soon realize that tonight will quickly turn into high school graduation night, and you can mark your calendars for June 2nd of 2023 for that. Students, enjoy tonight. Take pride in your accomplishments and those of your classmates. Celebrate how much you have learned and grown since you entered middle school. Finally, HCM is here tonight recording our celebration. Grade 8 students, turn around and give a quick wave. Wave to the camera. Wave to your parents. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your night. I'd first like to thank our grade 7 band who is here tonight to perform our opening song. And tonight, a slight change to our program. Our student speeches will be given just prior to each team's awards. So we would like to start now by welcoming Sankat Adupa and Julia McLean from the Orange team.
One lesson I learned during middle school that I'll remember is to respect everyone no matter how different they are from me. Middle schoolers can treat different people differently, but no matter what class, race, religion, or gender they are, all people are human and simply doing their best to try to fit in. I've learned this lesson through the golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. I always try my best to abide by this saying. I've learned to ponder before I say anything and consider if I was that person and someone said that same thing to me, how would I feel? It is important to respect everyone, even if you don't like them or agree with their beliefs. This has prepared me for life outside of HMS because I'm sure that I'll meet many different kinds of people throughout my life. Treating everyone fairly will help me make more friends, and when I need help, they'll be right there behind my back.
A lesson that I've learned throughout my years at the middle school is that it is important to always say what you want to when you get the chance. When I entered middle school, I was much less confident than I am now. Now most people know me as an outgoing and energetic person, and I am not afraid to speak my mind. I grew to be this way by realizing that if you do not take the opportunity to stand up for yourself, ask questions, and speak from your heart, then you are not really being true to yourself, and may later regret it. For instance, you may have something that you want to say, but be a bit shy about speaking up, for fear you will be wrong or rejected. But to me, this lesson is most relevant when it comes to the relationships I make and will continue to make with people throughout my life. I've learned that if you feel strongly about something, are upset about something, or notice that somebody else is hurting, the only way to solve the problem is to speak up and be honest. So when I go to the high school and when I graduate, I'm going to make sure that I keep working hard at using my voice and speaking my truth.
I now invite the Orange Team teachers to come up and award their students.
Mathematician Andrew Wiles said, "Pure mathematicians just love to try unsolved problems. They love a challenge." The student who will be receiving the Math Award has demonstrated a commitment to mathematical knowledge and a desire to learn more. His thinking was always one step ahead, and frequently I had to respond to him with, "We will learn that tomorrow." He has a natural curiosity for how the world around him works and for seeing the connections between math and other subjects. For these reasons and more, the 2018 Math Award for the Orange Team goes to Joey Marcinowski.
This student might be one of the most enthusiastic learners that I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. His thirst for knowledge is contagious, and there is never a dull conversation to be had with him. He found himself inspired by some class discussions and approached me to see if I would allow him to conduct research and present to the class with another friend and classmate. Together, they created a lesson called The Origin of Science and Science of Skin Color. It was phenomenal. I will remember this student for all the interesting things that he taught me, his passion for understanding just about everything, his empathetic and thoughtful comments about the literature he read, and most of all, the many, many laughs. This student will always find joy in learning and share it with the world. I will miss him. The 2019 Orange Team English Award goes to Tomo Oga.
This year's Science Award for the Orange Team goes to a student who has not only consistently performed well in science, but is one of the most engaging and curious students that I have ever had the pleasure of teaching. This student always asked thoughtful, inquisitive questions, demonstrating a true interest in learning and understanding science. Additionally, this student was so open to feedback to extend and improve their learning. It is my honor and my pleasure to give the 2019 Science Award to Alice Batava.
The Orange Team History Award this year is going to a student who is both an independent thinker and a global citizen. When she speaks, it is with passion, and when she writes, it is with both conviction and empathy. This student may not always be the first one to raise her hand, but her quiet confidence plays a crucial role in the classroom. She is passionate about history in a way that challenges herself and her peers to think about the way that the past impacts the present and the future. She looks at the challenges facing the world today and thinks deeply about how to solve them. The History Award for the Orange Team is presented to Salma Bryan. I don't think she's here yet.
Buenas noches. The student has shown tremendous passion for the Spanish language this year. She continues to work hard and takes risks even when faced with obstacles. She frequently participates in class and is always excited to speak in Spanish. She has consistently shown leadership qualities by working well with any student and helping them when they're struggling. She's a student who always has a smile on her face, says please and thank you, which goes a long way. Her classmates look up to her as a positive student, peer, and friend who's respectful and hardworking. She's a student who I often think of when reading our mission statement of growing an active community of strong minds and kind hearts. I know she'll be successful in anything she does because she has grit. The 2019 8th grade Spanish Award for Senora Brennan's class goes to Casey Drigney.
Teachers, we want students in our classrooms who are motivated, who are eager to learn, and who are willing to put in the time and effort to be successful. However, in addition to academic abilities and study skills, above all, we really appreciate students who are kind. The student receiving the Orange Team's Award for Integrity is someone who does not want nor expect recognition for his actions. He was described by his 8th grade teachers as a true individual, genuine, thoughtful, intrinsically motivated, and kind-hearted. The student has an extremely high emotional IQ. He is funny, he is smart, and he is caring. He may not always believe in himself, but his teachers and classmates can always count on him. I'm proud to announce that the Orange Team's Award for Integrity goes to Aiden Pagligo.
Tonight, I have the honor to present a student from the Orange Team with the award for Determination and Character. Determination and character are two words that, when paired together, turn into something greater than what they are when standing alone. This year, I've had the opportunity to get to know a student who brings these two words together with grace and integrity. Ben Marr, your determination to meet your goals is steadfast. In a world, especially a middle school world, where one can feel defeated, you show up each day with confidence. You are kind and accepting of others, your ideas are thoughtful, and you push yourself to master subject matter even when it is a subject that does not come easy to you. Additionally, Ben, when others are all ramped up, you have a calming presence about you that sends out a Bob Marley kind of vibe, saying every little thing is going to be all right. Brene Brown writes, integrity is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what's right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and practicing your values. Ben, Miss Brown's words resonate with how you choose to show up each and every day. Ben, it is a pleasure to know you. There is no doubt that with your character and determination combined, your success will be countless.
I now invite our student speakers from the white team to come up and join me, Charlie Purpura and Allie Berry.
One lesson I learned during the time I was a student at Hawkinson Middle School is that you need to be able to rebound from a bad grade and put more work in than everyone else. During my time in the middle school, I had high expectations for myself, and I believe every student had high expectations for themselves. Let me tell you a story of one event this year that helped me become a better student. It all started when I turned my first math quiz of the year into the finish line. I was very nervous and anxious to see the score. Then the next day, one of my friends texted me, "What did you get on your math quiz?" I began to feel butterflies in my stomach when I checked Power School. I saw the final score, which was a 70. I know I could have pouted and whined about my score, but instead I persevered and went to math extra help the next day, and Mrs. McLean taught me everything I did wrong on the quiz. Now it was time to take the test. and once I finished it, I felt confident due to the work I put in to succeed in math. When I received my grade from the test, I saw A on my paper. This A represented the work and perseverance I put forward in my math class. To include, all people can always take the easy route and whine and pout about grades. What separates you from the average person is taking the hard route and putting in more work than everyone else to succeed in anything.
The most important life lesson I learned in middle school is that nothing really matters as much as we may think. When I walked in on the first day of 6th grade, I had so many expectations. I would make so many new friends, get great grades, and breeze through middle school. However, by October, I was stressed, exhausted, and my dreams of having a perfect middle school career were over. But as I looked around, I realized we were all in the same boat. What I discovered is that not everything is going to be perfect and easy all the time. That's part of the experience. I didn't always get the grade I wanted, 9 hours of sleep every night, or a snow day every time it snowed. I had to push through challenges and take risks. In summary, middle school was rough for a lot of reasons. What's important, though, is building relationships with family, teachers, and friends. Being able to look back and remember the fun times you had with them, not the one bad day. In the moment, it seems so easy to dwell on every bump in the road, but looking back, it was these challenges that made us stronger. I wasted a lot of energy on things that would go away or could be easily fixed. In the 3 years of middle school, I learned many things. Not to chew gum around Mrs. Brooks, mitochondria is the powerhouse to cell, and the importance of personal hygiene. But most importantly, not to stress the small stuff, because it's all part of the adventure.
I now invite our white team teachers to come up and give their student awards.
The decision for whom should receive the Mathematics Award has been more difficult this year than in any year past. There are a record number of high-performing students in the advanced algebra classes. In addition, we have many students that have taken on the challenge of our new honors algebra course. They've worked hard, persevered when the concepts became difficult, and have become more resourceful as mathematical problem solvers. I'm proud of you all. This year's recipient of the Math Award is a student that has shown that little extra. He is a top advanced algebra student that came to class every day with a positive attitude and a willingness to help others. This student has shown a genuine interest and curiosity in the subject that extends beyond the classroom. It is my honor to award the Bharat Makala to 2019 Math Award.
The books the students read in 8th grade English are old, really old. Midsummer Night's Dream is over 400 years old. The Call of the Wild is 115 years old. And our most current novel is To Kill a Mockingbird. And even though it's the hottest ticket on Broadway right now, Harper Lee's masterpiece is almost 60 years old. I'm sure the titles I just read are the same titles the parents here tonight read all the way back when they were in middle school. To Kill a Mockingbird, though old, is still highly relevant and has earned its place on the list of great American classics. The White Team English Award recipient agrees, so much so that she wrote her whole final essay on the matter. I'd like to share some of her words with you now. To her, the relevance of the novel comes from its portrayal of racism, classism, and sexism, noting that today, modern discrimination may seem more subtle, but it still has devastating effects. She wrote about the need for people to live their life with integrity, yet she acknowledged that while choosing right over wrong sounds straightforward, it almost never is. In comparing the coming-of-age conflicts Scout faces to the ones this student and her friends face today, she recognized how important it was for Scout to learn to live with empathy for Boo Radley and others, and that today's teens must also learn this vital skill, especially when so much of their social interaction happens on the internet, where, in her words, it is easy to dehumanize the person on the other side of the screen. I don't know if I will be as relevant when I am 60 years old as Mockingbird is, and I certainly don't think I ever, at 14 years old, wrote about a novel with as much wisdom, maturity, and insight. But Jordan Alstrom Hall did, which is why I am thrilled to present my award to her tonight.
The White Team Science Award is given to the student who has consistently gone above and beyond in all aspects of their coursework. Not only has this individual maintained academic excellence throughout the year, but they have also been an outstanding role model for all the students on our team. This person has always shown a positive and upbeat attitude, stepped up and assumed a leadership role when working collaboratively in groups, and on so many other occasions has reached out to help another classmate. This individual has enthusiastically tackled all projects and challenges, pursued opportunities to revise and/or improve their work, sought extra help or asked questions to increase their understanding, demonstrated a passion and expertise for the subject, and has best exemplified the mind and habits of a scientist. The recipient of the 2019 White Team Science Award goes to Kylie Skiba.
We are blessed to have so many students on the White Team who excel academically, but it is less common to find one who has a genuine passion for history. This student not only has earned superior grades throughout the year, but he seeks every opportunity to expound on historical topics and does so with great knowledge and insight. He also happens to have a great sense of humor and a kind soul. I am proud to present this year's White Team History Award to Mr. Alexander Longman. Xander is not here tonight, but hopefully he's at home watching on HCAM.
Cesar Chavez once said, "A language is an exact reflection of the character and growth of its speakers." I can honestly say that the recipient of the Spanish Award fully embodies this statement. From the formality with which they speak when entering my classroom to the curiosity of all aspects of the language and culture, this student has challenged himself and has surpassed, over and over, both my expectations and his own. Having had this student for 2 years, I have watched him grow from a quiet, introverted 7th grader to a confident, funny young man who always enters my room with a smile. He is a kind friend and peer tutor to all around him and possesses an inner strength and a heart of gold that makes all who know him love him. I am truly honored to have been part of his HMS world. Charlemagne said, "To have another language is to possess a second soul." I look forward to seeing the growth of this young man who already possesses 2 beautiful souls. The 2019 Spanish Award goes to Eli Calcagni.
This year's Mandarin Chinese Award goes to a student who is such a tremendous pleasure to have in class. The student pays attention to all aspects of the language. She is always ready and eager to learn more. The student loves to help peers and interacts well with everybody. The student is a mature young adult who is responsible, kind, and always tries the best. It is my belief that this student is expected to become a leader and to achieve her dream. It is my honor to award the 2019 Mandarin Chinese Award to Julia Bradley.
Vince Lombardi once wrote, "The price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand." The White Team Determination and Character Award is presented to a student who exemplifies resolve within the classroom and courage in the face of adversity. This year's recipient encompasses both traits, determination and character, every day both inside and out of the classroom, and it has not gone unnoticed by her teachers. She continuously shows determination in the face of obstacles, and win or lose, shows her true character by applying the best of herself to the task at hand. It is my pleasure to present this year's White Team Determination and Character Award to Ms. Hannah DeBoer.
I now invite our student speakers from the Green Team to share their memories, Avni Daga and Bella Theodoro.
This year, I ran for student government. I lost. I was heartbroken. I didn't know I cared so much about that position until I heard the list of representatives without my name as a part of it. Before I go on, I would like to say congratulations to all the candidates who won. They did a great job, and all of them deserved it. As much as I am happy for them, though, I walked out of that room feeling disappointed, upset, and ready to give up. My friends tried to make me feel better, and I tried to steady myself. It took some time to recover, but I'm past it now. Sure, I lost, but what matters more is the fact that I tried. I put myself out there, and that makes me feel better about myself. What I learned from losing is a lesson that will stick with me for a while. I can't let failure drag me down. I have to keep a positive attitude and keep moving forward. When we went to New York, we were all tired and sweating. For those of us on bus 4, we were tired of being the last people to get everywhere. We could all have been annoyed, angry, and held a grudge, but it was the school trip to New York. We had to make the best of it. So most of us put a smile on our faces and posed for pictures. And what I realized was that the trip would have been pretty bad without being energized and happy. That's one of the many things I've picked up in the past 3 years. It's so easy to be sad and upset about everything, but when you turn that frown upside down, the experience is just so much more enjoyable. And this goes for so many other cases. Taking a test in math class about stuff you barely know, writing an essay in English, getting ready for a debate in history, it's all easier when you're positive. That attitude helps make the best of things. That attitude gets you to move on from failure. That attitude is the attitude I hope to have next year and the year after, and for many, many more. So my point is, the most important thing I've learned in my time at the middle school is to have a positive mindset even when you don't get the desired result. Don't forget about failure, but don't let it define you either. Maybe this doesn't apply to you, but I know if I follow these lessons, I'm going to be a lot happier.
Middle school, a time where I learned about ancient humans and the Pythagorean theorem. Every year, more science, math, English, history, and French. On the other hand, I learned not to be afraid of who I really am. Not just showing who I am, but admitting to myself what I was meant to be. And it didn't happen overnight. There was some sort of turning point in the middle of my 7th grade year where I was not getting by too well. Simultaneously, my so-called friends wanted to support me, and I wasn't speaking about the feelings I had built up
with the stress of middle school. One night, I was talking to my mom in the kitchen. She pointed to a picture of me as a toddler on the refrigerator. I was smiling and running around the yard with pure joy. I missed that, she told me. You used to be like a soda can when someone shakes it, and when opened, you would explode with excitement. That's who you are, and I miss you. This hit me harder than I would have expected. The color of my personality was gone. Why? Because I wanted to be seen as normal. I wanted friends and I wanted validation. What else can a middle school kid ask for? What could be more important? The more I thought about it, the more I realized I needed to value who I was before anyone else could, and I needed to find myself again before I found happiness. This is a lesson I feel everyone needs to learn on their own when the time comes. But wasting time being anything but yourself is a big mistake. Lucky for us, we learn the best lessons from the biggest mistakes. While finding your truth is a process, it is a beautiful one. So here I am at the end of my 8th grade year, new friends, genuine hobbies, and my own personality. And I've never been happier. I've seen many people change this way throughout middle school. They are all successful and all happy. I wish it upon every one of you that you are able to accomplish something of the same.
I now invite members of the Green Team up to share their student awards.
Hi. After having the pleasure of teaching this group of students for both 7th and 8th grade, so many of them have a special place in my heart. So choosing only one seemed like a daunting task. I had to focus on just this school year. This one person stood out for me above and beyond. At the beginning of the school year, they were placed in my class and I had concerns about their prior knowledge. Looking at equations and fractions, they didn't yet know how to solve them. That's because their past school had not taught them these skills. So this is where the person's work ethic and dedication showed through. I observed this student working twice as hard at home and at school to catch up on the concepts that had not been taught in previous years. The person started to get perfect and near perfect scores on almost every single test and quiz that they took. When I moved them to a higher math class, they were also willing to work twice as hard with me and at home to catch up again. Now in honors algebra, she is earning some of the top scores in her class as well. She even loves exponents just as much as I do. It's with great pride that I award Linu Jarvinson my Student of the Year.
It's always a treat to be able to recognize someone at the end of the year for both their hard work and interest in the subject material. It is somewhat bittersweet since I wish I could give this award to a few of my students. I had the pleasure of teaching this student as she asked insightful questions, showing she was thinking about the material, as she offered thoughts that showed her exploration into the subject matter on her own time, and as she internalized the science we were studying, allowing her to perform exceptionally on everything I asked of them. It's my great pleasure to award the 2018-19 Green Team Science Award to Aaliyah Ohira.
There are so many students that qualified for the English Award this year that it was difficult to narrow it to one. However, this individual has been a true star in the classroom from day one, never wavering on her enthusiasm for every novel, vocabulary word, or essay. In her survey for placement in English next year, her own words speak to why she is so deserving. She writes, "Ever since I was young, reading and writing have been ways to express myself, and allow my imagination to run wild. I have completed numerous novels, each one with a unique plot and setting, and yet I have a burning desire to continue on. Books have been a sort of anchor for me, and I can't imagine being the person I am without falling in love with literature at an early age. Even today, I find myself constantly drawn to the library, scanning the shelves for another book of any genre to continue fueling my love for all sorts of literary works. It is with great joy that I named this year's recipient of the Green Team English Award to Libby Herlihy.
As we bring to a close the 2018-2019 school year, we also bring to a close the study of world history at Hopkinton Middle School. Next year, the Social Studies Department will revamp the entire 8th grade curriculum and make a shift to a study of civics. It is with this spirit of change that I decided to do something a little bit different myself this year. This year, I would not be seeking out that one student whose love of history outshined all others. Instead, I decided to give the award to someone who consistently showed a strong dedication to the schoolwork, someone whose effort to do better went above and beyond even my high expectations. This year, I felt I wanted to reward the hard work that it takes to be an 8th grade student of history. Because of this, I felt the need to ask for another change. I asked if I could give the Green Team Social Studies Award to not one, but 2 students. The reason for this was that these 2 students both worked so hard this year. Every homework assignment was completed on time. They showed up to virtually every after-school help session I held before any test or quiz, and they asked for a few extra help sessions of their own. They weren't afraid to ask clarifying questions, either in class or after class, and their overall attitudes were great. The problem I had was that they always did these things together. There was simply no way that I could award one and not the other. So I would like to present this year's Green Team Social Studies Award to both Megan Abbott and Katie Cooper.
I've been very fortunate to teach the French students for 2 years, and it was a very difficult task to try and choose one person for the award. However, this award is going to a student that consistently demonstrated enthusiasm for learning a new language. For 2 years, the student arrived daily with a smile and ready to learn. The one thing that stood out to me was how kind this student was. She always worked well with other students. She always reached out to others that may have been sitting and not joining a group. She always invited them to take part in the lesson. This student is always kind and respectful to others, and this year's French award is going to Emma Di Nicola.
Hi everyone. After working with this grade for the past 2 years, I have also been able to see impressive growth amongst everyone here. This student in particular goes the extra mile to do her best. Oftentimes, I'll send students materials to help them study or practice skills, which are not always utilized. But this student uses everything I have provided to her this year and also asks for more. She has shown enormous growth throughout her middle school years, and I am so proud of her. She has an incredible work ethic. This year's recipient of the Determination and Character Award exemplifies grit and consistently demonstrates a commitment to her work. As someone who shows compassion for everyone she meets, shows tremendous perseverance and positive attitude, I am very happy to award this year's Determination and Character Award for the Green Team to Sydney Capello.
Thank you. And now the Wellness Department will present their awards.
Trend. Good evening. The first thing I'd like to do tonight is wish a belated Happy Father's Day to all the dads here tonight. So maybe a round of applause for the dads. And let's narrow this down right from the start. This student and I had the pleasure of putting up with each other for all 3 electives this year. During dance, I was amazed at how this student took on the role of choreographer and ran with it, and then followed it up by putting on a terrific performance in class. Games for Fun and Fitness saw this student play hard, play fair, and have fun during every activity. And finishing up in racket sports, he showed off his skills against anyone. My award for excellence in physical education goes to Solomon June.
Throughout the last 3 years, I've watched this person be a leader in and out of the physical education classroom. His leadership style is simple. Lead by example, work hard, and do your best. He approached challenges put in front of him by not giving up, but by working harder in order to succeed. His quiet strength, leadership, kindness to others, and determination to always do his best is why this year's Physical Education Award goes to Wyatt Ruff.
The best part of being a related arts teacher is that we get to know all of the students. We meet them as 6th graders and we watch them grow and learn all throughout their middle school years. I've had the pleasure of knowing these 2 students for the last 3 years. They both value health and wellness. Not only can they do cool things like jump double dutch and get really great scores on fitness testing, but they continue to make good choices and are always kind to others. Congratulations to Sam Bassington and Emmy Joy.
Every year, I think as all the teachers, it's very hard to pick one person because we've had so many wonderful kids. I'm going to speak about the 2 kids that I gave them, and then I'll call them up at the same time. This first student has continually impressed me with her level of maturity since the 6th grade. She's shown me strength in her character through and through. She's conscientious, hardworking, enthusiastic, curious, attentive, and respectful. Every class, she adds insight into our conversations. She always comes to class with a smile and a positive attitude. My second student has been a pleasure to have in class. I've enjoyed his inquisitiveness and his positivity. Every time we have class, he always adds insight into our class discussions with his thoughtful questions and comments. It's my pleasure to give this year's health awards to Libby Barker Hook and Eli Calcagni.
The Performing Arts Awards will now be presented. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to make some difference that you have lived and lived well." But what if being useful, honorable, and compassionate is what makes you happy? Well, I believe that this is exactly what the recipient of this award embodies. Ironically, drama is a team sport. You have to play by the rules, perform well under pressure, and pinch hit when your team needs you the most. This student has not only been Drama Club's fearless leader for the entirety of the 2018-2019 school year, but also stepped up to the plate when we needed them the most. I want to take this moment to thank the student from the bottom of my heart for all their hard work and dedication. You are truly an amazing young man. This year's HMS Drama Award goes to Daniel DeLeva.
This year's 8th grade has had an exceptional amount of talent across the stage. I've seen more students than normal reach new heights, challenge themselves, and strive for excellence this year. This group has been working as a strong team for 3 years, and the students receiving the Excellence in Chorus Award are fantastic examples of many students who are excelling vocally and personally. Both of these students have been working as true leaders throughout their time in chorus, are always prepared, have been helping others improve and stay focused, and are always striving to be their best selves, both vocally and personally. They have been participating in many ensembles in and out of HMS and will continue on to chorus at the high school. One of these students has been in honors chorus since 6th grade, has performed in many plays in and out of HMS as lead roles as well as ensemble roles, while always keeping positivity, helpfulness, and desire for growth at the forefront. Our other recipient has participated in all choral ensembles, including junior districts this year, as well as the Boston Symphony Children's Chorus, all the while leading by example with maturity and grace. These two students could not be more deserving of this award, and I cannot wait to hear them as they continue singing. I would like to truly thank both the entire 8th grade chorus ensemble, as well as Chloe Burrell and Erin Belger for their exceptional work over the last 3 years.
My first award goes to a student that has shown dedication, determination, and grace throughout her years here. She began playing cello at school and picked it up quickly and with ease. She mentioned that she had taken some violin lessons when in fact she had been playing for years and was already a wonderful violinist. She has played piano since the age of 4 and violin since the 2nd grade. She did not boast or brag of her accomplishments, but quietly decided to learn a new instrument. For the past few years, she has played cello and violin, oftentimes switching back and forth in the middle of a concert. She's a member of the Claflin Hill Orchestra and earned a seat in the Junior District Festival Orchestra in both 7th and 8th grade on the violin. She has been a strong leader and a wonderful musician throughout her time in orchestra, and I consider myself lucky to have been able to work with her for the past 4 years. The Orchestra Excellence Award goes to Allison Chen. My second award goes to a student that started lessons with me at the Hopkins School. In 7th grade, she approached me and said she wanted to take lessons and try out for the Junior District Festival Orchestra. I explained to her there was only a few months and that she would need to put in a considerable amount of work in order to be ready. Over the next few months, she showed great improvement and was determined to find ways to grow as a musician. On audition day, she was nervous, having immediately regretted wearing a sweater that was much too warm for the stress of the day. She earned her place in the Junior District Orchestra that year. Her passion for music, playing cello, and being compassionate with her sisters and her friends are extremely admirable traits. She chose to attend the Sims Music Camp and earned her spot again at Junior Districts in the 8th grade. She's helpful in class, she assists with the younger musicians at their concerts, and performed a solo at Micah this year. She constantly raises the standards that she sets for herself. She leads by example and with compassion and has been an insightful musician and leader. She's not afraid of a challenge and enjoys being the only current string player in her family despite the band influences that are surrounding her at home. This Orchestra Excellence Award goes to Cameron Franks.
As music teachers, we have the pleasure to see the students for 3 years and get to know them really well. So it's really hard, as you can see, for us to choose one student, so I chose two. I'm going to steal from Mrs. Place and read a little about each student, and then I'll name the students. The first memory I have of the first general music recipient was from a recording project in 6th grade. Students were asked to write and record their own blues. As this student began recording, the entire class stopped as he belted out the lyrics to his homework blues, on pitch with the passion and attitude of Muddy Waters or Timbo Walker. In the 2.5 years since I've had the pleasure to see this student host a local radio show on music history, I've had the pleasure to witness this student's passion for music and how it relates to people and culture. He is always searching for the meanings behind songs, the history of people writing them, constantly delving into the minds of musicians in order to better understand the power music has. He is on a constant quest for musical knowledge that it's moving to be a part of. The second student I chose to recognize tonight is one of the kindest, warm-hearted, and caring students I've ever had the opportunity to get to know. She shows a general interest in everyone around her and is a positive voice at all times. This student uses the healing powers of music to cope with the struggles of being a teenager. She is on a constant search to find music that explores the challenges of life and expresses the feelings of a generation of people. She is quite quiet, but a soft-spoken leader who is never afraid to be herself, and in middle school, that can be a tough thing to be. I admire her courage, maturity beyond her years, and pride for self-expression through words and music. The General Music Awards go to Owen Fitzpatrick and Tori Barbarossa.
The 2018-19 Band Awards are being given this evening to two individuals who have not only demonstrated confident preparation of their music to the best of their ability, but who have also gone further and helped those around them perform to a higher standard than they might have on their own. These two individuals receiving the Band Excellence Awards this evening are Ariana Scheidel and Ryan Wang.
The Related Arts Awards will now be presented.
I am thrilled to present this year's art award to a student who is talented both inside of my art classroom and outside. My relationship with this individual started out a little rocky. 4 words that every art teacher dreads hearing: 6th grade paint fight. But when she was in 7th grade, we bonded over a discussion about the challenges of breaking in Jack Rogers' sandals, and the rest is history. Flash forward to tonight, she's created artwork that I have twice entered into the Scholastic Art Awards, devoted hours helping art club and student council make our school a better place, and become a true leader at HMS. Plus, I genuinely enjoy talking with her and seeing her smiling face walking down the hallway. This individual is smart, hardworking, and beautiful, and I know that she has a very bright future ahead of her. Congratulations to Charlotte Hudson.
The award for dynamic media goes to a student who has impressed me with her work ethic, creativity, and pleasant and courteous demeanor all 3 years that I've had the pleasure of teaching her. I can always count on her to greet me with a cheerful, "Hello, Mrs. Brummett," every time we pass in the hallway. In class, she approaches each project with a unique point of view and isn't afraid to challenge herself with both tools and concepts. I always look forward to seeing what she produces outside of class on her own time and out of her own interest, which she shares with me eagerly and which is further evidence of her passion for digital art making. It has been wonderful to watch her grow as an artist and a person. Congratulations to Lauren Plasterer.
This student excelled in many different areas of robotics. She worked on challenges with the tenacity of a bona fide engineer. During an after-school event in October, she taught me how to troubleshoot a Lego robot that I couldn't figure out. In after-school robotics, she emerged as an outstanding leader, coming up with ways to make sure the younger students felt connected to the team. This student works tirelessly to improve her skills. She continually works on her programming skills. She conceptualizes designs, troubleshoots design issues, and then demonstrates expert craftsmanship while building out designs. This hard work paid off as she and her team headed to the VEX World Championships this year and won an award for their research project. This 8th grader is a quiet leader who is interested in studying mechanical engineering, and she is already working with the high school robotics teams toward next year's challenge. Her dedication, commitment, and determination make her an excellent choice for this year's award. The 8th grade engineering award goes to Riley Blair.
The Media Literacy Award goes to a student who excelled in the study of advertising and persuasive media messages. This student had a quiet but defining presence in the classroom. He consistently exhibited a very strong work ethic, deep and thoughtful reflection, and exemplary classroom behavior. I have no doubt that this young man is headed for success in high school and beyond. It is with great pleasure that I announce this year's outstanding media literacy student, Takahiro Oga. Congratulations. This year's Library Award goes to an exceptional student who has best exemplified a school library patron, not only during her tenure here, but of all the last 18 years that I have been the librarian at the middle school. And this award is especially poignant since the library program is closing at the end of this year. This student took full advantage of everything the program had to offer and did so with such a deep appreciation that warmed my heart. My HMS library experience is all the better for the imprint that this student is leaving behind. It is with the greatest of pleasures that I announce this year's outstanding library student, Carmen Lee Thomas.
The Student Spotlight Award will now be presented.
I am pleased to be highlighting one 8th grade student for our HMS Student Spotlight Award. Throughout the year at the Hopkinton Middle School, we look to shine the spotlight on deserving students who have proven to be positive contributors to our school and community. Teachers look to spotlight academic achievement, school citizenship, community citizenship, proud accomplishments, as well as consistent or greatly improved effort and determination. Throughout the year, each academic team of teachers and the related arts team of teachers choose up to 2 students to spotlight. A photo of each student, along with the write-up highlighting the student's achievement, is displayed in a case outside of the HMS main office. Tonight, we will be shining an even brighter spotlight on one of these spotlight recipients. Here's what her teachers had to say about this wonderful person. She is a ray of sunshine. She always has a smile on her face, and her positive vibe is infectious. This person is a caring friend, and she's always willing to lend a helping hand. Not only is she a wonderful person, but she's also a stellar athlete who excels in both ice hockey and softball, and it doesn't stop there. She is also an exemplary student who has earned high honors status in every term since entering the Hopkinton Middle School. She is the very definition of a scholar athlete. The Green Team is honored to have this person as a part of the team this year. Congratulations to Caitlin Breslin as the recipient of the 2019 HMS Spotlight Award.
I now invite Marie Smith to present the Women's Club Endeavor Award.
Good evening and congratulations to all. The 2000 Women's Club Endeavor Award goes to a student who has demonstrated nothing but hard work, grit, and determination during his middle school experience. As this student began 6th grade, he accepted and embraced a rigorous academic schedule that did not include a related art class as to remediate his developing academic skills. While other students were taking art, drama, and dynamic media, this student was taking additional math and reading classes to improve his skills. As 6th grade became 7th and 7th became 8th, this student matured, improved his skills, and began to feel more successful academically. He continued to work hard before, during, and after school. His teachers and parents began to see a marked improvement in all academic areas. What makes this story more remarkable is that this student persevered through all the academic, social, and emotional challenges of middle school while his mother was battling stage 4 cancer, showing him the true meaning of perseverance. His mom taught him, and then he taught us, was that no matter what challenges life throws at us, with the love and support of those around us, we can achieve anything. With that, the 2019 Hopkinton Women's Club Presidential Endeavor Award goes to Hugh Boyle. This award comes with a $100.
The administrative awards will now be presented, starting with Mrs. Benbenek.
The Shane DeRoche Memorial Award is a very special honor. This year, the award goes to a student who, like Shane, is respected by his peers due to his kind demeanor, positive attitude, and willingness to help others. He has been a leader in both Ignite and the Diabetes Support Group, always going above and beyond to make positive changes with those he works with. He is kind, honest, and respected by all his teachers and peers. This year, the Shane DeRoche Memorial Award goes to Harrison Petrie. Dave Laquadera was a volunteer at our school who came into work in the office after school hours. He was a real gentleman who was welcoming to our entire community. He was a generous individual who always looked for ways to quietly help anyone in need, especially our students. Just like the recipient of this award, Dave had an excellent sense of humor, was always positive and kind to others, put others before himself, volunteered his time, is humble and well-liked by peers and staff. The recipient of the Dave Laquadera Award, who embodies these qualities, is Alona Klebnikova. Unfortunately, Alona is not here tonight as she and her family are moving from Hopkinton to Washington State, and they are currently probably somewhere around Wisconsin or Michigan. The School Community Award. Tonight we are recognizing a student for his presence in our school who helps to create a sense of community among peers, classmates, teachers, and staff. The recipient of this award was nominated for the kindness, respect, trust, and camaraderie he showed daily to everyone he met. He has participated without fail in our Spirit Week since he was in grade 6, has volunteered endless hours for the drama department, and demonstrates daily acts of kindness. Our School Community Award goes to Daniel DeLeyva.
Tonight we recognize a student who shows spirit and pride in our school. This student embodies the idea of spirit. She is enthusiastic, kind, and fun. She takes pride in her involvement in school activities, taking the time to plan things in meaningful ways. As a grade 7 student, this girl proposed, planned, and implemented a grade level dance for her peers, and the event was immensely successful. We're so lucky to have her as a part of our school community, and we know she is going to continue to make a difference in her high school career. It's my pleasure to give this year's School Spirit Award to Eva DeGioia. At this time, we'd also like to recognize 3 students who were the recipients of state-level awards handed out earlier this year. Project 351 is a service program named for the 351 cities and towns in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Students from across the state participate in both leadership development as well as community service, starting at a kickoff of the year of service in Boston in January. This year's Ambassador of Hopkinton was chosen for her exemplary ethic of service, kindness, compassion, humility, and gratitude. Please join me in congratulating Shelby Jones on this wonderful accomplishment. Each year, the New England League of Middle Schools invites schools from all around the region to nominate 2 grade 8 students to be named as Scholar Leaders. These students are formally recognized at an event in May for their outstanding academic achievement, service to classmates, and the integrity, honesty, self-discipline, and courage that they show on a daily basis. This year's nominees are dependable, well-organized, and responsible. They exemplify positive attitudes, and they inspire positive behavior in others. Finally, these 2 students have contributed a great deal to the civic life of Hopkinton Middle School through their leadership in both classrooms and school activities. It's my pleasure to congratulate Julia McLean and Declan Mick on this extraordinary recognition.
I don't know where we're at on time, but we're about halfway through our awards, so I think we're okay. The Principal's Award goes to the student who has made a significant, lasting, positive impact on our school through leadership, determination, and the ability to work with others. This student is confident, polite, hardworking, diligent, reliable, positive, motivated, has a great sense of humor, and is a wonderful role model for us all. The Principal's Award winner is a quiet leader with a keen sense of the time to share and the time to listen. This student brings a positive energy wherever she is, whether that be as an Ignite mentor, a member of student council, or the everyday classroom setting. This student always has a smile and is eager to help others, is willing to risk being wrong, and always puts forth her best effort. Classmates enjoy being around her as she is kind and helpful, not just to her friends, but to everyone. She has, as her teachers say, a great heart, and is someone who is determined to put a smile on other students' faces as well as yours. She is a student who says hi as she enters the classroom and without fail says thank you as she leaves. This year's Principal's Award goes to Sinead Herr. I now invite to the stage, it's actually no stage, to the front, Mr. Meehan for the distribution of certificates.
Mrs. Noble's homeroom, Chloe Burrill, Gianna Sorello, Adam Glace, Caitlin Graziano, Brian Gu, Christopher Hawley, Ryan Huang, Grace Joseph, Margaret Joyce, Paul Kang, Ryan Levine, Dylan Mansur, Sophia Pirelli, Angela Porzio, Luke Scanlon, Joseph Scardino, Maddie Silver, Olivia Stacy, Bailey Stone. Maya Zeizig. Mrs. Abate's homeroom. Cameron Anderson. Aileen Barry. Ryan Bouvier. Christopher Delaney. Anna Dion. Robert Garichet. Abigail Hardenbrook. Ryan Hicks. Jack Interante. Pranav Kapoor. Robert Litcher. Charles Miller. Ruben Noroyan. Christina Porzio. Kavin Prasanna. Charles Papora. Gabriela Semenduyev. Danu Senthil Kamaran. Charles Simulis. Kira Torgerson. Sam Vassington. Mrs. McLean's homeroom. Delia Avery. Luke Baudet. Kyle Bertucci Bissonette. Kira Burke. Zoe Coelho. Catherine Conley. Aiden Dorsey. Connor Hallenbeck. Ariana Hussein. Linu Yavinen. Leo Kepik. Paul Litcher. Jana Madden. Caitlin Minogue. Evan Mirazimi. Bridget O'Connor. Sean Oliveira. Madeline Srodava. Wyatt Stevens. Avery Toole. Kara Burke, did I skip your name? Kara Burke. Mrs. Grady's homeroom. Victoria Barbosa. Caitlin Cooper. Derek Crow. Kaylin Davis. Eliana Driscoll. Sean Golombewski. Libby Herlihy. Emerson Joy. Solomon June. Nolan Kelly. Nathaniel Lee Thomas. Braden Lessica. Michael Liptak. William Masterson. Kelsey McCoy. Dylan Mashad. Declan Mick. Frank Opitisano. Maura Souza. Isabella Theodoro. John Vaughn. Mrs. McNally's homeroom. Megan Abbott. Anjali Batra. John Carlson. Joseph Carraza. Nate Carson. Avni Daga. Joseph Doyle. Zach Hyman. Shelby Jones. Braden Kane. Joseph Kane. Alessandra Luce. Brianna Malou. Margaret McCarthy. Seamus Murphy. Aaliyah O'Hara. Chloe Paul. Sahithi Pogala. Jacob Podis. Eric Tujian. Jillian Wenrick. Mr. O'Connell's homeroom. Marissa Alejandro. Alexis Bruce. Sydney Capello. Nicholas Dieter. Nicholas Ekstrom. Raylan Ford. Tyler Goldner. Madison Hadley. Kylie Hunter. Lex K. Neha Kuna. Jonathan Lang. Miguel Lanera. Nadia Matsoukas. Kira Murphy. Wyatt Ruff. Aditya Satish Kumar. Leo Shinmura. Alyssa Swerdlick. Bridget Walk. Reese Wang. Jerry Zadie. Mrs. Corus's homeroom. Jamie Arena. Cole Deisenroth. Tommy Chatton. Sarah Farrell. Karosh Fatahi. Emily Graber. Sinead Herr. Madison Hauser. Charlotte Hudson. Annie Kester. Will Liptak. Connor McDermott. James Restifo. Caitlin Sansonetti. Annabelle Sensony. Rowan Smith. Evan Van Beek. Mr. Hayes' homeroom. Caitlin Breslin. Andrew Budden. Emma Champlin. Dan DeLeva. Emma Dacey. Emma DiMichele. Adam DeStasio. Alvina Isan. Margaret Fallon. Owen Fitzpatrick. Jack Green. Michaela Miller. Owen Mitchell. Olivia Morrissey. Bianca Musgrave. Gus Norton. Harrison Petrie. Avery Ravitch. Viana Rivad. Sophia Rodriguez. Craig Saloy. Casey Turigny. Mrs. Brooks' homeroom. Chloe Anderson. Devin Canty. Haley Cox. Hannah DeBoer. Eva DeGioia. Kyle Fischesser. Erin Halloran. Bailey Harrigan. Braden Hicks. Frank Incato. Kaylee Merkel. Angeli Maruva. Quinn O'Connor. Andrew Peters. Raymond Robichaux. Isabella Scalora. Justin Sokol. Anna Tomas. Jessica Ehrlich. Connor Willardson. Mrs. Chen in Mr. Marsh's homeroom. Jordan Alstrom Hall. Kevin Kavanaugh. Allison Chen. Alyssa Gronbach. Declan Hansk. Nolan Keefe. Carmen Lee Thomas. Brendan McGowan. Declan Murphy. Ankitha Rajesh. Kayla Sawyer. Kylie Skiba. Gregory Shevechkov. Autumn Tumbleton. Neethi Vankaneni. Mrs. Snyder's homeroom. Eli Calcagney. Emma Canestrari. Asher Conley. Peter DiMichele. Gwen Dyer. Calvin Feldman. Maya Ghosh. Emily Haywood. Christopher Johnson. Anna Lindy. Dan McCabe. Andrew Morse. Andrew Palacios. Isaac Peterson. Stella Ram. Ariana Schaefer. Marissa Smith. Lily Turigny. Danielle Vundla. Veronica White. Mrs. Masha in Mrs. Stevenson's homeroom. Neil Abraham. Vihan Agarwal. Jason Patika. Erin Belger. Luke Boothroyd. Emma DiNicola. Cameron Franks. Gustavo Gomez Donate. Colby Lavlanet. Joseph Marcinowski. Kira O'Connor. Taka Oga. Shalin Patel. Aryan Sumaga. Michaela Scanovan. Zach Scher. Sarah Squatrito. Nivid Subendu. Ryan Title. Mrs. O'Connell's homeroom. Theodore Abernathy. Elizabeth Barker Hook, Drew Behrens, Ellie Benj, Srija Bola, Julia Bradley, Alexa Feldman, Alex Gutierrez, Patrick Klinger, Thomas Mora, Julia McLean, Bharat Makala, Tomo Oga, Amisi Amandi, Charlotte Parrow, Alice Potapov, Marin Rhodes, Madeline Ritterbush, Rebecca Stanchu, Ria Vias, Jeffrey Wang, Mrs. Oles' homeroom, Gabrielle Augustine, Lydia Balaban, Hugh Boyle, Salma Bryan, Gina Camalucci, Elizabeth Cano DiMacua, Annabelle Coles, Ryan Dabanga, Luke Drexbeck, Lex Fernandez, Paul Agber, Jessica Harris, Dylan McGill, Rose O'Loughlin, Aiden Paglico, Lauren Plasterer, Zoe Schaefer, Ava Siglin, Joey Tear, Alex Tannenbaum, Mrs. Brennan's homeroom, Eric Berlin, Sophia Bilodeau, Riley Blair, Ryan Brennan, Lily Brown, Morgan Burney, Viva Gadiaman, Haley Kessler, Carolyn Kisler, Robert Marr, Michael Mann, Benjamin Maurer, Katie McLaughlin, Jaden Miller, Tyler Mulvaney, Matthias Nis, Ithishri Patala, Ariana Scheidel, Divyansh Srivastava, Sankath Udupa. Matthew Zedek.
We will now hear from our 8th grade honors chorus students.
We all
Thank you to our grade 8 honors chorus and Mrs. Nielsen. If you're following along in your program, we are nearing our conclusion tonight. I'm Alan Keller, I'm principal of Hopkinton Middle School. I'd like to say good evening to our parents, family and friends, guests, Superintendent Dr. Kavanaugh, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Parson, members of school committee, and most importantly, our grade 8 students. Before I begin, I'd like to thank and acknowledge the efforts and time of Mrs. Connor, Mrs. Van Bennick, and the many parent volunteers in making tonight happen. Thank you as well to Mr. Purdy, Mr. Dodge, Mr. Hay, Ms. Nielsen, and Ms. O'Toole, and our outstanding grade 7 band for their accompaniment tonight. High school administration for hosting us, middle school and high school custodians and maintenance for tonight's setup, and Mr. Cousins and HCAM for their AV support. Thank you to you all. I'd also like to thank Ms. Christine Strickland, who is taking photographs tonight. At the conclusion of our ceremony tonight, she will be behind me to the right if you would like to take pictures with your 8th grade student. The journey that most of you have been on these past 3 years comes to an end tomorrow at 10:45, and you will leave us as different individuals than when you entered HMS. It has been our goal to help you grow along that path. And having the opportunity to see many of you as 6th graders in the slideshow that you'll get to see tomorrow, you've grown considerably in your short time here. My comments tonight, though, are focused on the intellectual growth you've experienced these past 3 years that will continue as you move into high school. 2 weeks ago, Dr. Kavanaugh advised the class of 2019 at their graduation to always do their best. Although you've probably heard those words before, I want to take a brief dive into do your best. Several minutes ago, the majority of you sat by during the awards portion of tonight's ceremony, listening and offering your applause to well-deserving fellow students for the honors that they received. You were polite, perhaps even proud of that friend, classmate, or clock buddy who got to come up here to receive his or her award. You, on the other hand, did not receive one of these awards, and that's okay. Don't get me wrong, these recognitions are something to be proud of and worth striving toward. But the majority of you here tonight did not receive an award. And while I can't speak for all of the other adults gathered around here tonight, I can tell you that I was not an award recipient at my middle school ceremony. So if you want to be a middle school principal, you're on the right track. I recently read a piece in the New York Times entitled, "Let's Hear It for the Average Child." In it, the author argues that school is one of the only parts of your life where you're expected to excel at everything, all at the same time. Those of you who have earned many or all A's throughout your time at middle school have achieved a remarkable accomplishment for which you should be extremely proud. Congratulations to you. I also, however, want to acknowledge those of you who have worked your personal best, but did not receive an award here tonight, or perhaps did not receive a slew of, or even a single A. Because regardless of what you earn at the end, whether it be A's, trophies, medals, awards, or self-satisfaction, if you are applying yourself, doing your best, as Dr. Kavanaugh advises, then you are succeeding. I encourage all of you to keep working as hard as you can so that when success is no longer measured by awards and A's, you'll know what you were capable of. The author of the New York Times piece, I think, put it best. Life is not a contest, and the world is not an arena. Just by being here, unique among all others, offering contributions that no one else can give, you have already won that one prize that matters most. Class of 2023, as you continue to grow and develop along this path, I implore you to continue to work hard, striving to achieve your personal best, measuring yourself against yourself. I look forward to witnessing your accomplishments in high school and beyond, and I congratulate each and every one of you. At this time, I invite those of you who are able to stand as the class of 2023 exits to the cafeteria to receive their class shirts. Thank you very much.